What's up, guys? It's your boy Aion, and I'm back, and it's this week's MMO show, the 75th episode. For the 75th episode, I didn't want to do news. What I wanted to actually do is show you this nice game right here, Tera Online, which is actually really good and better than I thought it was. You're going to see more of this later on next week. And I wanted to go over games in the past that have been free to play, that have been pay to win, that have gone free to play. Now, there's been a lot, and there's even more than I just didn't even put on this list because there's just too many to talk about. I'll be talking about that for like an hour. We ain't got time for all that. So what I'm going to start off with is Wildstar. But just look at this game. This game is nice, and people were hating on it, but this game is pretty good, so look out for it. Now, Wildstar is a peculiar type of beast, and it's technically not free to play yet. They're gonna go some type of hybrid model of whatever it is. It's probably just gonna be buy to play or something like that, or whatever. They got credit in, so I guess that's why they want to go with this whole hybrid talk and everything else like that. But it's probably gonna be buy to play, just like Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 does pretty well with that, so I don't know why they just didn't do that from the get-go. Same publisher, so I don't know why they thought that they was gonna get away with the whole buy to play thing. I mean, it's the same people that had Aion, same people that had Lineage 2. Which are both Aion. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in the video, but like, you already had these games in that had like their own type of feel and everything, and their own type of, well, lineage, and it didn't work. So why would you wait this long and have so much angst in the community? I don't know. Wildstar is just peculiar. Elder Scrolls, who have recently go free to play, and ever since they have, it's been awesome, to be honest with you. The game is pretty good. I wish I had more time for the game, but I'm so busy now. And to put all this into perspective, I'm gonna be starting a new job soon, so that's gonna take a little bit of my time away from YouTube, but still gonna be doing it. So you don't have to. You probably won't even notice the difference, or even know that I'm working majority of the time now. So whatever. But Elder Scrolls is hot. Like I said, they've done a pretty good job of revamping the game. They need to do a little bit more with the champion system, because the champion system still is a little bit too grindy, a little bit weird, and there's still a lot of PvP stuff that doesn't quite make sense. But I'm having fun at Elder Scrolls, to be honest with you. When I pick it up like an hour or two a day, I'm actually enjoying it. I'm enjoying the story and the revamp, so they did a good job. So you guys should definitely. Now, DC Universe is a game that should have been free to play from the start. And even now with the free to play, it's still a little bit restrictive, and I have a problem with the fact that they put content, and the content is kind of held, like your hand is kind of like handcuffed a little bit if you don't buy the content. And there's certain things like the trinkets and stuff like that. Anytime a part of gear is locked into content and you can't have that gear unless you have the content, I do not like that. That's not fair. That's bad gameplay. That's bad gameplay design. Like, it shouldn't be about that. It should be that you buy something cosmetic, or like if you want to get maybe another zone or something like that, or maybe even a raid. I'll even accept a raid, but not things that are like potentially life-threatening and life-changing things in the game that you just can't have because you don't have a expansion pack. That's not fair. It's really not. Star Trek Online, another game. This game in the beginning, it was like terrible, to be honest with you. It was so bad in the beginning. It got so much better over time, and now it's at that point where it's really solid. Even ground combat has gotten better. Who would have thought ground combat would have got better? Like, you would just think that it would be terrible, but hey, they're doing their thing with Star Trek Online, and now that it's free to play, and I think like what is the season 8 or 9 or something like that, might even be season 10. They continue to put good content out there that makes you want to play, makes you want to, especially if you're a person who's a Trekkie and you're into story, it's definitely one of those games that you want to get into. You want to try it out. You want to see that all that you can be in this type of game right now. Me personally, I have plenty of fun. Like that's messed up what happened to that dude right there. Rest in peace, dog. Just rest in peace. But yeah, get into Star Trek. Dungeons & Dragons Online. This is the one game, sadly, I know I'm going to piss somebody off as a dev in this game. I always start this game up, look at it, and cut it off. I just do. But that doesn't say that the game doesn't have, like, you know, its own charm. It really does, and it's come a long way, and a lot of people have, like, you know, they put a lot into this game, and a lot of people are fans of it. It has a nice cult following that really, like, they love this game, and I've watched YouTubers play it and they look like they're having a lot of fun. I personally can't get into it, but you know, I'm not going to hate on anybody who likes the game. So it's really up here, and they did a good job from going going to pay to play to free to play, and it's surviving. Matter of fact, it's actually getting better and going up, so that's a credit to them. Now, speaking of a game that has gone up over time, Rift. Now, when it was first pay to play, it was fine, you know, but it was obvious the pay to play, you know, market was dying, and that really had nothing to do with Rift, but Rift happened to be a casualty of that. So what they eventually did is they brought in the free to play, which was at the time when it came out the best. Now that and Terra, I believe, really are the best free to play markets when it comes to free to play games going in. And this game is still solid. Has some okay PvP. The PvE is pretty like excellent actually. It's very good rating, and it's probably close to, not as high as I would put, you know, Warcraft rating, but it's pretty up there. It's pretty close. And just the overall feel of the game, as when you have the different things that you go on that you can just do for free, and all the different bosses and the housing and just like all the looks of everything, like it's just awesome. Now when it comes to Terra, the same thing, like I just said, they're free to play. It truly is a free to play game. There's really not much that you can't get in the game for free, and you can pretty much earn it. Everything else is just kind of like cosmetic. So when it comes to actually the best free to play, it's probably #1 now with, you know, I wouldn't. It's #1. It's #1. Let's just give it that. Rift is a close second. Rift used to be first, but Rift is falling a little bit behind because they keep putting gear in boxes, and I don't agree with that. And Terra is doing that a little bit too, but not as much as Rift. Like Rift is just doing some next level type of stuff with the boxes, so that kind of hampered, like it made me a little bit leery with them. So is what it is. No, so Terra gets the thumbs up on that. Now, last but certainly not least is Lord of the Rings Online, another game that I feel was a casualty of that, pretty much that pay to play market just falling apart. And this game was pretty episodic to begin with, so to have free to play come out with it, they needed that. Now it does have restrictions, like most games has restrictions, and I feel that they might be a little bit too much. Like one game that I didn't even put on here, Star Wars Online, and like the Old Republic, that game has too much restrictions for a game going free to play. They need to cut that crap out. They have cut out a lot of it, but they need to cut more of that crap out. But Lord of the Rings, it's about in the same ballpark with it, and you should probably get, I don't know, you could probably spend like $10 to $15 and, you know, get yourself a good place into this game. But I'd like to thank you guys for just hanging out with me again for the 75th episode. Hope you enjoyed it. I just want to show these games because I feel you guys should probably, if you haven't already, give them a shot, because they're all pretty solid in their own way. And just, you're gonna love this game right here, this team. Like I really just got into this game. I didn't expect it to be as good as it's gonna be. And I hope you guys be legendary. I hope to see you in the next videos, and just continue to like, share, subscribe if you're new, and everything else, because it's really helping. I can see it, I can see what people are doing, and I really appreciate it, because everything is growing, the channel is growing, and people are starting to take notice. I'm actually start to have devs on the MMO show. Isn't that crazy? Devs on the MMO show. So you guys, I'll catch you next time. Peace, and have a good weekend.